Everyone remembers their first MMO. Everyone definitely remembers the first MMO they ever got addicted to as well. For me, they were the same game. It was a time where you would wake up in the morning just to try and squeeze as much playtime as possible. You didn't care for school or outside. For me, this game was Maplestory. Now, Maplestory is a game developed by South Korean company Wizet and published by Nexon. For me, this game was my first move from browser text-based MMOs to a proper MMORPG. It's pretty fun to start with. I started back in the day before the game was 1 year old, and on their global server. Sadly, at some point down the line, they decided they'd turn global into Global Maplestory brackets North America, which initially meant cut-off to all European players from their accounts, but they were later given access to the servers. They just can't ever make a new account for the version they're on. They have to go to the Europe servers, which is pretty much a dick move, as now if you move from America, you can't no longer access your account. Ever. Now, the game itself is grindy. Really grindy. The most fun part of this game is the first lot of quests, up to about level 50, or maybe 70, as you have like story quests to do that are specific to your character. Then after that, you just do the same thing you do on every character, which is very, very boring. Most games try to disguise grinding via quests, but even those quests are literally just grinding. Kill 100 things? Kill 100 more!
Oh, apparently now we have all the equipment we need. More bad news. Guess what he wants? 100 more fucking shields!
So the game is just 100% grind. I like the skill system it uses, where you normally have about 4 jobs over the 200 levels that are in the game. At each job you get a new skill set that's better than your previous lot. However, you can still use your previous skills. At each level you just add 1 skill level, increasing the damage of a skill by about a percentage. However, this does lead to your keyboard bindings to get a little full slightly, as you find yourself with about 50 skills needing bindings, as well as the menus as well. The user interface is simple enough. I've seen some MMOs where it's literally a clusterfuck all over the screen, but then they did have a really big redesign of the game a few years ago, so that always helps with your UI. The gameplay is somewhat unique, as instead of it being a third-person affair, it's got a 2D platform element, and instead of there just being about 5 monsters in a room, there are quite a few cute, colourful puppies for you to slaughter. The combat is also different, as it's not so much as just time put into casting and then cooldowns. Instead, just smash the buttons a few hundred times and kill lots and lots. It makes bosses fun. Yeah! I don't even play the game very often. Okay. Anyway, unlike other games, this game is not at all quest-based. As you go through the game, there will be hundreds, if not thousands of quests to do, but you may only do about 100 of them. One of the reasons for this is because killing a certain monster for about 40 levels is faster than doing the quests, and you're pretty much doing the same thing anyway, right? Then there's also how there's about 3 areas all suited for say levels 60 to 70. All of them are designed for you to do from 60 to 70, so even if you do try and do quests, you'll only do about a third of them anyway, as you're most likely only going to be doing ones that benefit you the most. The way equipment works is very different to other games as well. Here there are only about 3 sets of armour per 10 levels, until about level 130 where there aren't any more armour. The sets are different in colour, and like 1 stat really. Now, where other games would have lots of unique drops from bosses to get better weapons and the like, it's all done on upgrades. Scrolling becomes your life. Obviously, everyone else is better at it than you are, so it's easier to just buy them off of other people. as long as you have a few 100 million to fork over for a hat. This really leads to the game not being as enjoyable if you don't want to spend about 4 hours hunting for scrolls and the like, as you won't be doing nearly as much numbers as others will be. Now, I'm no writer. I mean, have you seen this script? But the quest dialogue, if you ever lose your mind long enough to read any of this, the quest dialogue is just incredibly shit. I mean, isn't this sort of sexist? But hey, at least it's not buggy. Okay. I'm sure that's just a one-time thing. Oh. The game has a few issues. The tech support are amazing, by which I mean amazingly bad. I was playing at Christmas one time, and there are like crazy lag problems, and instead of dealing with the problem or getting any response, I got an email once a week for a few months saying they still haven't looked at my ticket yet. And how did it end? It ended with an email saying, "You logged the ticket a while ago. Maybe the problem's better now." Yeah, good work there, Nexon. But you know how some games try and nickel and dime you quite a bit? You know, it's a monthly paid game, yet you still have to pay for any new content they make. This doesn't do that. That's one of the good things with the game. It's free to play. They have new events about once a month and release new content maybe once every 2 months, like new areas or new classes, all for free. However, at the same time, the game tries to nickel and dime you in a whole new way. The game works through a cash shop and microtransactions, where you could initially buy vanity items, but this slowly turned into buying 2 times drop and experience coupons, also buying things to improve scrolling, and making your super mega equipment. Pets! You can buy pets, which you can then buy extra items for them, so they can instantly heal you, and pick up your loot so you don't have to. However, all these items expire after about 90 days, so you have to buy them again. Oh yeah, there's also some skill books. Yep, that's right. For 1 or 2 jobs, in order to fully max some skills, vital skills as well, you have to buy them with your own money, which is insane. Skill books aren't unheard of in an actual game, as in your last job, in order to get some skills above level 10 and then 20, you have to get skill books. Originally, these were specific skill books dropped by specific monsters, so you could, always just grind your life away at certain monsters in order to find the skill book you needed. However, now it's all random. Monsters have a very small chance of dropping a skill book. Now this skill book can be any skill book in the entire game. Now when there are like 23 different jobs eventually, it's very unlikely you'll get what you want. As I said, questing is essentially useless beyond about level 60. What you do is from level 60 to about 100, you grind at one monster. Then from 100 to 200, you spend the rest of your life killing in this one area. There isn't even any endgame content. They have a few big bosses and areas, but the only reason to do them would be for scrolls. In the game, I've only found one decent questing area, which was this alchemy-based area. Maybe it's because at the same time I was having a love affair with Fullmetal Alchemist, but it's actually had a fairly decent plot between the grinding instead of, just, oh no, monsters, kill them, protect the town. One large problem with Maplestory is the travelling. A boat trip, the only way between continents, takes about 10 minutes. There's 5 minutes of waiting before the boat takes off, and if you miss the boat, it's another 10-minute wait, just to go anywhere. And that all adds up to roughly fucking ages. But it's fine, you can just buy a teleport rock in the cash shop. Oh yeah, real money. Despite all the flaws, the fact it's bugged to fuck, the fact that it's very, very grindy, the fact that it feels like the entire game is based around trying to get you to spend your money in their shop, how the game feels like it's going nowhere. I still like it. I don't know if it's because I spent about 6 years of my life playing it, but every now and then they'll release a new class with a unique mechanic to it, and that will keep me going for a while. There was this job, the Aaron. It works on a system of combos. The higher the combo you have, the more damage you do, and it gives you the ability to use stronger skills. Or the Phantom, who is essentially Gambit from the X-Men. As he fights with cards and canes, he's allowed to steal other jobs' skills, then use them himself. Sometimes you can find a decent guild as well, and then you'll just come on to just talk and stuff, and it makes the grinding so much easier. But eventually you realise they're all about 15, and you realise you're probably going to jail, so you're going to have to run away. Hey everyone, I'd just like to say thank you for watching my video. If you have a negative or positive or even neutral comment, leave it in the comment section down below, because that's the only place that accepts comments. If you want to like, please do so, or even subscribe, and tell your friends, tell your friends' friends, tell your friends' mother, even tell your mother's friends, and maybe your cat as well.